Thank y'all for
Uh,
bringing back Blossoming After Divorce. Thank you for being here.
all right.
With comedian Rod Minger in the building.
Yep.
So she stepped
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Emotionally, in which way?
Emotionally,
Wow.
but I tell people sometimes that hurt
Wait, hold
worse.
on. How did you deal with that?
Not good.
What did you do? Like, did you what was your process when you found out that she stepped out emotionally?
Well, that wasn't the most hurtful part. It was how. See, this is the thing. When people have emotional affairs, they're almost worse because the person changes. You know what I mean? So her, even to this day, when I dated after her, I tell people something that's important to me. Like your pattern needs to remain. You can change emotionally. You can grow with your career, your job, everything. But when you're dealing with a person and y'all got to trust each other 100%, your pattern has to remain. That's why even most men that get caught cheating, they get caught easily. They think, oh, women just be snooping. No, they don't. If
Your
your pattern
pattern change.
if your pattern changes, it's the most obvious sign of cheating.
And I like to look at it is like, yeah, it's like the pattern, the integral workings of you. Like it's off. Yeah, you start doing different things. You do.
Hmm. So I'll never forget. It was 2013 spring, and I was in a play. This is the play where I met Rashawn Ali. This is when me and her became friends.
Hey, Flora
2013.
Rashawn.
And so we're doing this play at the Port of San Francisco Theater, which at the time I lived in Decatur. I lived right down the street from the theater. And I never forget, man. We were in one of our better moments. I thought, I guess. And she was from Missouri, so she was headed home. She used to always go home for Memorial Day. It's like a big festival where in her hometown. She went to this little hood town in Missouri, and they have a big festival every Memorial Day. And I remember before she left, we were okay. Well, when she came back, I promise you, it was like a movie. Like the person I married went to Missouri, somebody snatched her body, got in it, and came back. Because she was when she came
Wow.
back, she just came back aggressive, mean, really distant. All of a sudden, she had a homegirl she was talking to. She had to talk to her till like the wee hours of the morning. So they were talking like all night, like to the point she was falling asleep on the couch. So
And
the
was
pattern.
it the homegirl or it was him?
I think they were all talking. I think they had like a little group message they used to get on and talk and be on the phone together. I think that's what it was. But so
Wow.
that was May. So Memorial Day is the end of May. So then our anniversary was in June. I had planned a trip for us to go to Destin. We went to Destin, Florida, and that's the worst vacation I've ever had ever. Like whatever
Wow.
she could do to ruin that vacation, she did it intentionally. So I think what her plan was, I just kind of messed up because I busted her. I think she wanted to make me angry enough with her where I would start acting funny towards her too. And then it justified what she was doing. You know what I'm saying? So, but I caught her in the midst. I'm like, hey man, like one day I was like, yo, I've done nothing to you to make you be this goddamn mean at the house all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't even add up. You know what I mean? I just remember like, it could be something stupid. Like, I remember one day I went and got her car waxed. I like cleaned the car out, got it waxed, and this and the third, just to surprise her while she was asleep. Yo, come outside. I want to show you something in the yard right quick, man, because she had like she had how the headlights they go really dingy, like you can't really see through them no more. So I had found this guy. He waxed cars and he would clean like the headlights, like the head bulb or whatever. So I just want to show her like, yo, let me show you what this dude did to your head bulb. Is it really worth me going outside? Like 0 to 1,000, didn't matter what it was. You know what I'm saying? Or she had a daughter. So her daughter at the time was probably, I think, third or fourth grade. I can't remember. And all of a sudden, during this time, she never wanted to help with the homework. All of a sudden, the homework was confusing. So I could be out doing a show that was till 11, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. I come home, the daughter be up waiting on me. And I be like, why is she still up? Oh, I ain't understand her homework. You the one with the college education. Just like she
But
just
she
started.
was diverting because she would be on the phone with him.
Correct. So she was missing. So hours were flying by. You know how time flies when you're having fun. So she was missing the hour windows where she should have been doing the homework. So then all that stuff started adding up. And then when we went to that vacation, there was no denying it. I had a moment. I have a picture of it. She took a picture of me on the beach. She had a moment. I was just kind of looking off into the sun or whatever. You know how to be across the ocean and all that. And I had a moment. I was like, this mug up to no good. I just got to find out how. And that was it. And
Ain't it
after
a
that,
feeling? Because I knew that shit, and I was waiting for God. I
yep,
said, God is going to reveal it. God
yep,
is going to reveal. Because my ex-husband cheated on me too, and he sure enough revealed. But go ahead,
yep.
go ahead.
And right through. And that was it, man. So after that, I spent the next couple of weeks like just waiting. Cause she was so evil. Like we weren't touching, we weren't kissing anymore. There was no more eating together. We didn't talk. We
She
didn't talk
was.
about nothing but we didn't talk about nothing but bills on the first of the month. Talk about these bills, and then go to. So the bills you do on the first, we didn't talk for the next 28 days. Like
That
it was
should be
bad.
real though. Like at the end, like me and my ex-husband, but we were in different bedrooms. My ex-husband was so. It was so crazy, Rod. He was in the second bedroom, sleeping in the closet on the floor. It was like he was just angry, and I was like, "Why you on the fucking floor, nigga?" Like he, like it. Yes, those last
He's
days
been
be
dramatic.
the last days of marriage be like it's
Bruh.
like y'all. It's crazy.
Yeah,
And
like,
it's crazy.
but even
It's
with that, I still try to
crazy.
fight through as a man. Like, let me fight through my vibes. Okay, something's going on. I just got to figure it out. I figured it out about the end of July. I found something, some incriminating evidence, and then I was like, "Oh, so this is what you've been up to? This is what's been going on." So I had a snap moment, but I was just like, I heard a voice like God was like, "Hey, bro," cause she hit me like she had just went to Missouri Memorial Weekend. Then right after the 4th of July, she was like, "Oh, I'm homesick. I need to go back home." So the dude was where she was from. And I was like, you just can't. You just made that 8 hour drive. You ready to make it again, like a month later? And then after that, I just kept my ears open, found what I found. And even when I found, I was like, nah, you know what? You go ahead and go up there, man. I said, maybe we need some space for a second. And man, when I tell you, I lost about 50 pounds in a month. I mean, it just
From
gone.
depression.
Depression.
Yes.
So
Because
then after
even
that, yeah, she came back. I knew I needed to talk to somebody. So when she got back, I called our counselors again. We went and talked to them. But then now this time, the counselor's always taking your side. That's what she's saying to me. So I don't want to go back to them. We need to go to somebody different because they always taking your side. All right, well let's find somebody different. We go to somebody different. She was a AKA. I'm a Kappa. So now she's like she taking your time. I think she taking your side because of that Greek stuff. I'm like
it was just everything. It was
I'm
everything.
like
But that's
my nigga, it's you. Like you know what I'm saying? So I dealt with that for about. So I called her in June, July, and I didn't leave till December. But I ultimately made my mind up to leave her in October. But as a man, here I am following my roots. I've been around her daughter for 4 years. So
and how was that? How was it like, because you leaving the marriage, how do you transition from that to with her daughter? Because that like she like a child is a very delicate jewel.
yeah,
It's very delicate. So how do you handle that? With the
I,
depression, you're losing weight, all of this. How do you deal with that?
well, she's too young to see it because she's about 8, so she don't really know that I'm losing weight rapidly like that. Now
But
she
I'm
can tell.
saying for you, like, for you, I mean, a 8-year-old child is like, it becomes a tax. Like, y'all knew each other for what, 4 years? So
Yeah,
what is advice that you can give men, like, in that situation, like, knowing you need to leave, but there is a child involved. The child isn't yours, but still, how do you
correct.
move through that?
Well, so I tell people this. I've been asked that a lot. That's depends on your circumstances. How safe you can be mentally, how safe you can be emotionally, how much you can handle, and the co-parenting relationship when there's an outside kid. So with her, it became really, really damaging and toxic really, really quickly because my motive, I was going to keep being around the daughter. That's why I was able to stay as long as I did. I probably would have left quicker, but I was like, I've been around her so long. Her dad is on lockdown, so I'm
He
all
in
she knows. Right?
jail.
He's in jail. You're right.
Okay.
So I'm like, let me try to stick around for her. And then it just got to a point where it became too damaging to me and my person. So then when I went to therapy, I had a therapist just like, hold on, bro. You gonna put you and your emotions and your feelings ahead of another family? She's already trying to start another family. You
Mm.
leave, you probably gonna start another family with the joker that she's dealing with. He's like, so you gotta make sure you take care of you first, which is basically your mental.
Mm.
What happens during those breakups with heartbreaking breakups with people, I tell people, your mind and your heart don't think the same. That's why your mind is always telling you what you should do, but we always listen to our heart. Our heart is just gonna be do what it's used to. See what I'm saying? Your heart is used to
Mm-hmm.
being around a person. Your heart is used to having somebody around. Your heart is used to having this companion. Your heart is used to calling this person every day. Your mind, that's why your mind's always like, hey, dog, you need to do it. That's why you're always thinking something before you do it, because the brain thinks different. The brain's trying to tell you what to do. That's why you always hear them old school people say, man, listen to your head and not your heart. You ever hear that? That's a true statement. Your mind's telling you the right thing all the time. I knew, even though this is 3 years in, think about it, like I told you, I knew year one in my mind I had made a mistake. But my heart was like, you made this decision. You're married. You got Bible. You need to do this. So just stick to everything. But then now, in the third year, my mind was kind of getting stronger. Like, nah, bro, look at your body. Look at your weight. Look at your health. Look at how you feel every day. You can get somebody that don't make you feel like that. You can move on, be strong. I was like, at the end of the day, it's not your biological daughter. Do everything you can. Now, I tried. I kept up with her for like 2 years after I left.
Wow.
I still was doing birthdays and Christmas and Valentine's Day, taking flowers up to the school. But then that's a story for another question you'll have later. I'll tell you what stopped it. So I don't want to change the topic. Go ahead.
No, thank you for that. This is so helpful, and you're helping. I know so many men, you know what I'm saying, like in here. This is
Yeah.
really beautiful. So you filed for divorce.
Yes. In
You left
2014.
in 2014. And you made the choice to show up for yourself. You made
Yep.
a choice to love yourself.
I
You
had
made a
to.
choice to have peace. You made a choice to be better, right?
Correct.
Um, did you always, how long were you divorced?
How long was I divorced?
Yes.
What do you mean?
From your first wife, because you were divorced, like what was it, how long? Like I've been divorced for 3 years. I know you're married now, but how long were you divorced?
I mean, I just got married April the 4th.
Yeah, so from your first wife, like what, like how was it? Like were you divorced for 7 years? Then you met your new queen? Like how?
We got divorced in 2014. I just met my wife in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. So like 4
Hmm.
years. You took like, and so you were single in those 4 years, like,
Yeah, I was.
you were a single, but you were openly communicating with women where you were in your life.
Yes. Yeah, I knew
Yes.
I knew those first 2 years, it was no way I could have dated somebody else. And I was honest about it. Now, you know how women are. Oh, I'm different. I'm trying to tell you, you're not listening to me. I'm not ready. Now, but go back to what I told you in the beginning. I'm a fun date, but that didn't mean I was ready to be in a relationship. You know what I mean? But unlike most guys be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. They'll tell you what they tell you to get what they want. I'm willing to risk the late night hanky panky to tell you the truth. Hey, before we
But
do that,
I bet that made you get some more hanky panky if
oh,
you was
oh, the numbers went
100.
up. Yeah, because they some women would like that, and then some women were in bad places in their relationship lives, or some of them mixed their exes, so it was like, oh, this is perfect. So he's not gonna blow me up. He's not gonna be smothering me. He's not gonna try to call me all the time. I'm not one of those as a bachelor. I wasn't one of those good morning beautiful guys. Good morning beautiful. Good morning queen. Like I'm not doing that. I didn't even tell women my work schedule. I was like, hey, if I got your phone number on Monday, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna take you on a date on Wednesday at 8. That's it. I'll talk to you when I see you Wednesday. I'm not finna fake text you and act like we all in love each other, because if we go on this date and we don't have a good time, all these texts are gonna be obsolete.
So you wanted to be the best version of yourself. You wanted to show up for yourself the best because you didn't want to attract like toxic situations.
No.
And so did you find yourself having a great, it sounds like you were having a great dating experience
Yeah.
those 4 years while you were healing, right?
Yeah.
Because like, and it was the choice to be single to get yourself back together.
Correct.
So
Um,
what were some
what I
things that
wanted
you
to
were
learn was
doing?
I didn't say this, but before I left my first wife, I got into counseling by myself.
Congratulations.
So I was fighting to either like I need to stay or go, but I knew that I was in a mental place that I had never been in before. So I was like, I need to talk to somebody.
Mm,
So I got Pastor Billups, God rest his soul. He died of COVID last year.
mm.
But
Sorry to
this guy
hear
changed
that.
my life, man. This guy talked to me for 2 hours a day, 5 days a week for 6
Mm.
months straight. Never
But
missed.
Let me tell you, and that
Never
shit
miss.
changed your life for the
Changed
better,
my life.
didn't it? When you put in that, I want to congratulate you for showing up for yourself in that way. And thank
Oh
you
yeah.
so much, Rod, for speaking about this on this
Mm-hmm.
platform, because pouring into yourself 2 hours a day,
2
5
hours a
days a
day,
week for
5 days a
months,
week.
like that is like, no, I want to be better. I don't want this bullshit no more.
I don't want this feeling.
Oh
Even
my
though
feeling.
I don't want
That
this feeling ever again.
feeling, that like
Yeah.
the weight, the heaviness, the weightness, the average. Like, so what were all the things that you were feeling? Like, how was he helping you? What was happening? What were you
So,
feeling? How did you grow?
so he had like challenges. He's like, well, how you feel? Like, so first is I started October. I left her. I didn't tell that. I started in October of 2013. I left her in December of 2013. So the
Okay.
first couple months was while I was there. So he
So
would
you
make
were
me
in therapy before you?
before I even left.
Yeah, I was too. Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
he was making me give him the play-by-play. Okay, what are you saying? I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I'm saying. He's like, listen, if I'm gonna talk to you, because I didn't know him before this, you got to be transparent with me. So I need to know what you're saying and how you're saying it. And how I said, okay, today I said this, this, and this, and I tried this. Her birthday was in October. I had planned something for her birthday, even though we weren't even speaking. Weren't touching, weren't having sex, none of that. Still planning something major for her birthday. She found a way to ruin that, just like she ruined our anniversary. So then I told him, like, well, I'm trying this. He's like, yeah, bro. He's like, he started giving his diagnosis on it. He's like, it sounds like whatever has got her mind has got it stronger than you have her mind. So ain't nothing really you can do. He said, it sounds like she's trying to swivel you off so it can justify her talking to him. But she also don't want you to leave because just in case he don't work. So she just tried to make it like, so what she did on my exit, she was making it like I was getting on her nerves, but not really watching herself. But what she didn't expect, she's a pretty little light-skinned girl. So what she didn't expect was that I would just leave. I was just like, she didn't know I had a mental time for her. Because there was a moment while I was in therapy, I told him, I said, man, I remember that Thanksgiving. I knew the moment and the second when I knew I was going to get a divorce, even though I didn't leave that day. That Thanksgiving, I used to work for this job where I had to go on the road. I used to sell products for the Home Shopping Network. And I would go and do the in-store product demonstrations. So I used to do that. That's what I was doing when I was married. So I came off the road, and it was like the Monday before Thanksgiving. And she said, with a straight face, she said, what you doing for Thanksgiving? Because me and my baby, we gonna go to Missouri. I was like,
and we married?
aren't we married? So we're planning a separate Thanksgiving. Like that, like I stopped. I said, I want you to hear what you said.
Yeah.
You just asked your husband, what is he doing for Thanksgiving? Because you and your daughter are gonna go to Missouri. Got it. So at that moment, I started looking for places. I started getting my ducks in a row, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna dip. I said, I'm gonna dip in December. I said, I just gotta find a way. I want to talk to the baby first. So I want to sit down and have a talk with her daughter before I just jolted. You know what I'm saying? Because really, in that kind of a situation, I could have fought for the house and the money, but I was like, as a man with no kids, I can start over and be just fine. I don't want her daughter's school to change. I don't want her lifestyle to change. I don't want her bedroom to change. So even in my exit, I still had love for her daughter, but I couldn't deal with the mother. So I was like, all right. So I was like, let's figure it out. So we went away for Thanksgiving. She went to Missouri. I went to Montgomery, where I'm from. I never forget, Stillman College was playing Alabama State in Montgomery, Alabama. So that's my college, Stillman College. They're playing Alabama State in my hometown. I go, and I never forget, I was watching my peers have fun. Have you ever watched fun? You're in a bad mental place. When you're watching, you know what the surroundings you're in is supposed to be awesome, but you can't connect to it.
You said, yo, you like, nigga, you keeping it 100. You said, I mean,
Bro,
I was so sad. When, nigga, I'm just looking at people.
I was watching. I mean, it looked like they were having a blast. I mean, people were kicking because our school had never played Alabama State, so it was like a big deal. Like everybody was there. It was after party. I went to the after party. Watched fun. I'm watching my people like they kicking, they swag and surfing. You know that went out back then, but you know what I mean. They kicking, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta go. I said I gotta get back to. So I took that back to therapy. Like, yo man, he said, so how was it going to the game? I said, man, for the first time in my life, I can say I watched fun. I've never watched fun before.
Yes.
It was a new emotion. He's like, so how you feel? I said, it's time for me to go. He said, all right. He said, so it's the key steps on you figuring out what you got to do. He said, first thing, you got to find who you were before you knew her. And that's the thing people are. You got to figure out who you was before you got married all together, because you change your lifestyle. You change your habits. You change your hobbies. You change who you hang around. You change your self-time, because you don't have self-time anymore. You got marriage time. I can't just come in the house and tell my wife I need to be by myself for 24 hours.
I know. Look, hold on. I gotta hop up because hold on. I think that is something that needs to be talked about in relationships, because both of us who have been married and now you're married again, I know that I do need self-time, and I know that my person will need that, and I don't think it is emotionally mature for me to be like, no, like you can't have no self-time right now.
Right.
Like, that is, you have to, because and the thing is, when you start to go to therapy and when you start to heal, you are able to help yourself through things. You're not going to always need your partner. Oh, I need comforting right now. Oh, I need, like, you know what I'm saying? You know how to fill up yourself. And that's why the self-love and the self-healing is so important, because it is not okay to put all of your shit on somebody else, because you have to know how to fill yourself up.
Right. So those things he gave me, I was like, yo, what did I used to do? I said, oh yeah, I used to meet my boys at the bar. Oh, I used to go sit at festivals by myself. I used to go to happy hours when I got off work. Oh, I used to go to football games more. I used to be more into sports. Like, I just started remembering all those things. So once I left in December, I was doing these things. And, there was friends I hadn't talked to as much as I used to talk to. I I was always trying to sneak around her schedule and talk to them. I had kind of lost contact with them. So that's why I came to my marriage. Now I just pick up the phone. Hello. Like, because I'm my friend's go-to person when they like to have open communication about tough conversations, because that's the kind of person I am. But it's not the kind of person I married the first time. So a lot of stuff I can't get by. So once I left, I started back going to those festivals. I started back going to those happy hour things. Not going to happy hours and going to concerts and going to sporting events. Now, I started dating in that process, but I was honest in my dating. Now that's something I did, which I call it transparent dating. I call it dating properly. So I go out with girls, we exchange numbers, and I'd be like, hey, I just got divorced. Okay, so I ain't looking for nothing serious right now. I'm just chilling. I'm just getting myself back. I'm trying to get my happy back. I said, I'm almost there. I'm not all the way healed. I'm kind of, I'm in a bad space. And, women, oh, that's so cute. Dudes don't talk like that. Yeah, okay, but hold on. Wait, slow down. Are you hearing me, though?
Are you hearing me, Queen?
Are you hearing what I'm saying? Yes, because I know it sounds great, but I'm being honest. I need you to hear me being honest that this not going nowhere. Now, we going to have a great time because I want to have fun. And I learned, now this is a blessing that women have that men don't. Women, when they go through breakups and go through divorces and tragedies like that, women are a great village to each other.
Yes, we are.
Women will plan a girls' trip. Women will plan a big sleepover. Women will come over your house and sit on the couch and let you cry your eyes out. Yes, men don't do that with each other. So when a man goes through divorce, which just don't get talked about on TV and movies, that's why
we're talking about it, boo.
That's why I'm writing a script now.
Throw it down, bro. Let us
Man,
what do y'all
when a man gets his heart broken, his homeboys don't know what to say. Hey, let's go get a drink. Let's go to the strip club. What is that going to do? I'm going to go to the strip club, spend some money, and I'm going to get in the car and feel the same way I felt before I pulled up. Let me get you a drink. I can go to that liquor store and buy a drink. You know what I mean? So you have to find your own self-care things as a man, which I thank God I had Pastor Billups, but I still had to go find those things that I did for fun. So I started doing all kind of stuff, man. I took my little cousin. WWE had a pay-per-view that came to town. I bought tickets. I took my little cousin because he was a wrestling fan. But I enjoyed having an experience with him that I had as a kid. I love wrestling. I was going to the Hawks games. I was going to Braves games. I was going to anybody that had a barbecue. I pull up. I was always the person. I bring something. I just started, but I also learned to not bleed on people. That's another thing that happens when people are divorced. They bleed on everybody. My close friend. I told them, don't ask me nothing else about her. I said, this is the point in my divorce where I have to not have a conversation about her every time I get around somebody that haven't seen me in a while. Let's talk about, how are you doing? What are you up to? Cool, that's great. How are your kids? So I want to talk about something positive. So manifestation wise, I can see what I'm going to have later. I can't keep talking about what's behind me. If I keep talking about what's behind me, what am I automatically going to do? I'm going to start looking back. So
Exactly.
even to the point, I had to tell my mom that. What she's saying, she's still calling, Ma, hey, Ma, how your day going? You ain't got to ask me about her every time you call me. Let me heal on my own. I got it. I'm in counseling. I'm talking to somebody. That's what I'm going to unload on him. And then when I talk to everybody else, I need to be getting back to normal. The Rod that cracks jokes, the Rod that tells good stories, the Rod that's a good friend. So I can't keep venting. So that's
And
how.
you're doing your self-work and you're learning how to heal yourself so that you don't
Correct.
bleed on people. And then understanding that when you actually do need to talk, you ask someone, hey, can you hold space for me? Can I talk to you right now? Is that cool? You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
it is, everybody's going through stuff.
Correct.
Everybody is always constantly. The only thing that changes is how we learn how to deal with it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and I am so proud of you, Black man. It is
Oh man.
so beautiful. I love you
Man.
so much, yo. Like,
Oh man.
yes.
There's a lot of work that went into it. I read a couple books. I remember reading this book called "My Spouse Is Not My Problem," and it has some really key points in there. And I catch myself when people ask me for relationship advice, I'm dropping these things on. They just get quiet, like, where are you storing all this stuff? I like, bro, it's just these books. And when I was in therapy, I was like, so I just give it
Can
out to
you
people.
drop some of these books? What are the names of some? You said, so it's My Spouse Is Not My Problem.
One was called "My Spouse Is Not My Problem," and then I started Googling the human heart and the human mind, like, the was it my fault? You know what I'm saying? Did I cause this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I started Googling these things, you know what I'm saying? What are the signs of a cheater? Like, I started Googling things like that, man. You'd be surprised. They're really, really simple, simplistic signs. Hold on to their phone always face down, don't sleep well. Cheaters don't sleep good. Oh man, they sleep bad because they always think you're gonna go through their phone. You know what I'm saying? That pattern change, that shift. So it's just a lot of things I learned afterwards. So I was like, so I had to try to put myself through this again. And I knew I wasn't. I
Yes.
knew.
And you knew you wasn't. And so did you always
Yeah. Then I built
know
my
that
list.
you
I wrote my list out of what I wanted in my next wife. I knew there was things I wanted to do.
so you knew, although you had a bad experience the first time around, you knew that you were a man that wanted to be married. Why is marriage so important to you? Why do you enjoy partnership? What is that
I
for you?
knew I loved marriage when I got married the first time. I just knew I made the
Mm.
wrong choice. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, what size shoe do you wear?
9.5.
You're 9.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you go buy your favorite shoe in an 8.5?
Not at all.
So if you put your foot in an 8.5, how do you feel?
Hurt like shit.
Hurt like shit. But that ain't gonna stop you from wearing shoes. You just need the
Exactly.
right shoe.
Look at
That's how marriage is.
we got Prophet Rod in the building. we got the Messiah.
Come on, man. Just
we
being real.
dropping the parables.
Hey, that's it. I put on a shoe that didn't fit, and that's okay. But that's not gonna stop me from wearing shoes. I knew I wanted a family. I knew I wanted to be married. I knew I wanted to be. I wanted to be married before my career exploded because I wanted to know my wife was with me in the beginning. Because I know the personality I have. If I got there first, my trust level will be lower. I can't be a big time actor, a big time comedian, and then dating. I'm not gonna trust anybody. It's like, do you like me or the
Or do
trees?
you like the
Right. So I knew that, but I knew it wasn't time back then. So I went back corporate. I stopped entertaining. I stopped doing comedy. I stopped doing plays. I stopped acting. I told my agent not to submit me anymore because I just never felt I didn't feel entertaining. It was more important.
that was a part of your healing.
Yeah, I was faking through my auditions. I remember doing a comedy show. I remember the last one I did before I stopped. I remember doing this comedy show, and two of my closest friends were there. Rashawn was there. My friend D. Derrick was there. I was at the greenhouse, the green room. Terry J. Vaughn used to own a building here called the Green Room. It was in Buckhead. Used to be an awesome place for creatives. But I used to host it every Saturday night. I remember doing this show, and I was watching the crowd laugh, and I didn't understand why. And that's when I knew I'm like, you're not in a good place. So you should stop until you're in a good place. Like to tell jokes and entertain the crowd and watch people laugh, and I wasn't resonating with why they were laughing. So
Wow.
I took my entertainment creative hat off. I threw it away. I said I just go corporate and I just ride it out. I said maybe I missed my time. You know, you when you're depressed, you think all kind of negative bullshit. I'm like, let me just go back corporate. So I got me a job working at this college. I worked there for 2 years, and I'm at my
Mm.
desk one day. I'm healed at this point. I'm good. I'm dating. I'm a back. The phone ringing. The phone wet. Okay, I'm back, and
Hey.
I'm sitting at my desk, and I get a phone call from a lady I met in 2013, and she said, "Hey, Rod, I got this tour opportunity for you, but you need to let me know by Monday. Can you take it? I haven't performed. I haven't emceed. I haven't hosted in 2 years,
Oh,
and
wow.
give me a night to think about it." And I sat and I prayed on it, and I have a spiritual life coach that I call a lady by the name of Christmas Miller. I called her, and I was like, "Yo, Christmas, man, like this is weird. Like I've been corporate all this time. I haven't even thought about entertainment." She's like, "Well, you're gonna make a good decision." She's like, "But it can go 2 ways." She's like, "You can hold on to what you feel like is safe." That's why it's scary when entertainers go corporate, because when you get used to a check coming every Friday,
Let me
it makes
tell
you like
you.
comfortable, right? But she was
Yeah.
like, "This tour is gonna change your whole mindset." And she was right. I took it, and I remember every morning for a month, the time I was supposed to be at work, when I was on tour, I was working 2 nights a week in each city, and I was making a week what I was making at my corporate job a month.
Mm.
And every morning I would eat breakfast and go jump in the pool. And I was like, "Oh shit, I get it.
I'm living.
This is living." I wasn't
This is
posted.
living. Look at
I,
us.
I can
It's the, look, look, it's the middle of the day, and we
middle of
both
the day.
sitting here on IG chatting. Nigga
That's
is
what I'm
just
saying.
living.
Living,
He's
and that was it.
living.
I never looked back. So I got back into it. Started back performing,
Yeah.
started back auditioning. I started back into it. I was like, oh, okay, I got it. Now let's go do it. And then you gotta learn too, man, when you're going through that, don't compare yourself. Because some of your friends are gonna have marriages. Some they're gonna have good families, some they're gonna have children, some they're gonna buy their house already. You know, but you're an entertainer, you have to understand when you watch Viola Davis' story and Samuel L. Jackson's story and Denzel's story and some of these people, well not Denzel started young, but I'm talking about the people that started older. Morgan Freeman, Viola Davis, Taraji P. Henson, Samuel L. Jackson. Look at he's a superstar from doing the freaking Marvel movies. And people don't realize he started at 41. So you might be a late bloomer with it, but that's okay.
That's
Don't worry about
right.
it. You nobody else's story. Worry about your
Time
story and
doesn't
keep moving forward.
exist.
That's it.
Time doesn't exist here.
That's it, man.
It ain't real.
Yep. Live,
You
not exist.
invincible.
Love it. So I had a great
You
time, man. So it was a great healing
invincible.
time. And I think I went through that for a few years. I did try to date one girl before my wife. Uh,
Like seriously, Dave.
I tried. Yes, I tried
Okay.
one, and nothing went wrong with her. I don't have any negative things with her. We just weren't as compatible as I think I needed to be to get married again. She was great because I kind of got tired of. I got to an age where I got tired of having a roster. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I'm very transparent. When I was a bachelor,
Hey, look, I love it. And
okay,
clearly you enjoying having a great time.
right.
Absolutely.
But I got to the point where, like I told you, I started watching my patterns and my partners. So I was like, I was so fun to them, it would baffle them why I didn't want to be in a relationship. So I was like, it started to get to me like, dang, I'm tired of people feeling like that. So maybe I give somebody a shot. So I gave this one young lady a shot, and then we dated for a while. And then our schedule just kind of conflicted. We just never was on the same page scheduling. And then we kind of split apart. Then I booked Disney, and I see my now wife. Now this was
Yay.
I see her for the first time, and it's the funniest thing ever. I see her, and I'm watching. I'm like, yo, who is that? I need to know who that is. I don't know who that woman is, but I'm gonna find her. And I remember
Mm.
friend D called me on the phone. She's like, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm upstairs at the subway." I said, "Man, I just seen this little chocolate girl on stage. She was a dancer." I said, "I'm gonna marry her." Joking. I'm joking though. And this don't even know her name. I've never seen her. And I didn't see her for another 2 weeks. She was hidden. And I finally bumped into her.
Designer.
Yep, I finally bumped into her. She was outside on the phone. And I was like, I probably better say something because I've been on the ship for a month and I've only seen her once. That's how big the ship is. So I'm like, damn, let me just say something while I see it. So she on the phone have a little argument with somebody. She claimed it was her mom. I think it was a dude she was talking to, but it's whatever. It's water under the bridge at this point. But I remember she had her earpiece in, and I walked up on her. I was like, "Yo, man." And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Hang up, hang up." Like, huh? I was like, "Hang up,
You said, hang up, hang up.
hang up." And then when she hung up, I was like, "Hey, man," I introduced myself, and we have been inseparable ever since.
Mm.
That's it, man. But I had to go through that process. I had to go through all the dating, the kicking it, the couple of girls that kind of went crazy because they thought we should have been more. I got played too. I had some girls that played me. I had some girls do me like Robin Givens did Eddie Murphy and Boomerang. You know, left the money on the table. You know, it happens. You know, we all get robbed. You know, it happens.
It happens, and so what, like, divorce, I always say divorce is the best thing that's ever happened to me because it unearthed this version of Valeka, and I am never motherfucking turning back. I love who I am. I enjoy myself. Like,
Uh, I'm not gonna say it's the best thing that ever happened to me. I fucking hated going through
I
that.
hated going through it too, but it's
Yeah,
like what it built is like I'm so grateful for the lessons.
yeah, the
I'm so
lessons
grateful
are
for the
great.
lessons.
I do love the lessons. I do love when I can help somebody with like a lot of people like call me and talk about these things. And I'm like, I wouldn't know these things if I hadn't been through that. Now here's the craziest
Yeah.
part of the divorce. The best man at my newest wedding, my last wedding, I met him through my ex-wife. They went to the same barbering school, and they were friends. And she introduced me
Wow.
to him, and me and him became close friends. And he was the best man at my wedding.
Wow.
And I don't know how else we could have met. I said, well, damn, nigga, that had to go through a disaster to meet you. I would have rather met you at a
But
basketball game.
it's the it's all the alignment,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah,
it's like you need the rain the same way you need the sun. The flowers need the rain to grow, and it's like the flowers just know that the rain is here to help.
right.
Humans, we don't like the rain. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I
You
love
did it.
nature so much because they get it. It's raining right now. It's cool because when these flowers, when I bloom, baby, it's lit. You know.
That's it.
But humans, we're more intricate, right?
Correct.
So we really be feeling it. When it
Oh
be
man.
raining, it be raining.
Oh, bro. And then you gotta, and guys, men have to get over this thing of, man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. You're not though. You know what I mean? You really want to talk about it, but the problem is, there's so many men that don't care how their fellow man feels. Most men are about self. And that's why I'm more open and transparent about these things because the more I do them, you won't believe every time I do a live like this or I do a video talking about divorce and healing and things of that nature, my DMs blow up like, yo, man, like that changed. But I didn't even think about it. Man, I've had people video chat me that I didn't even know. Yo, I need help with
Yeah.
this. And I've seen people, I gave them advice 4 years ago and now they're engaged or married or like, just stuff I would just say, just like, it's just knowledge. It's not like I'm trying to be a therapist. I'm not trying to be like, one of those online life coaches like Derek Jackson and the people like that, Tony Gaskin. I'm just dropping it to whoever needs to hear it at the time. It's not a book I'm trying to write. It's just, this is what I experienced. This is how I got through it. These are the steps that I took. This is the mindset that I have. Here you go.
Sound like you got a book to write to me.
Nah,
You don't
yeah, we'll
think
see.
so?
I don't know. It's kind of
I
blended.
mean,
I mean, it shocks people because I'm a comedian. It kind of shocks that, like, but you're so funny and you know all these deep things. I'm like, you don't wake up cracking jokes. You still have to build a life behind it. You know what I mean? So it's just
that's
like,
the best comedians have life.
yeah.
The best comedians have life and know how to and are transparent. And
Hmm.
that's definitely what you are. I want to wrap it up with one more question,
Okay.
maybe two, in one. Um, what is just some true solid advice you can give men really like wanting to just get themselves together after divorce who are silently like really dealing with it? Some solid advice to give to our brothers out here, our kings.
Yeah. Do not be scared to get some help. That's the most simple answer I can give any man ever that goes through divorce. It's okay to need help. And let me tell you how I know guys need help. You'd be shocked how many times I've been sitting around somebody and I can hear though, this, divorced people have a fraternity. There's a lingo you use. There's a body language that you have. A divorce person, I can see. My wife laughs at me all the time. I tell her I can see somebody that looks like they're thinking about divorce if I'm around a couple. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I know the language, right? So I tell men, if you go through divorce, do not be scared to get some help. I've been around so many guys that have been saying certain things. I've been there, man. I've been through divorce. I've been through divorce myself. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, for real? And then they open up. But I'm like, I'm a stranger. So I mean, you're holding all this in from the men that know you. You know what I'm saying? So you're not willing to tell them because when your homeboy be like, how you doing? You be like, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm straight. I had a buddy of mine that went through a separation with his wife earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
We was hanging out. He's like, yeah, man, it was time. I'm ready to go out here and kick it again, this, that, and the third. And after hanging with him about 3 times, I finally said something. I said, hey, man, you're not having a bad marriage. You're having a bad moment.
Mm.
You're not ready to be out here for real. It just sounds good because the manly thing to do when you get to divorce, oh, I'm about to get some more women. But if you don't heal, you about to hurt those women the way you just got hurt. So as I start talking to him, he started calling me more. Mind you, this guy's older than me. He's calling me, but you got all these men your age around you. You tell them, oh, I'm fine. I'm back. And you know what dudes are probably saying? Hell yeah, dog. Let's go get a drink. Let's go to the strip club. Let's hang out. Let's take a trip. Let's go out of town. But you're going to go out of town. You're going to miss your wife. You're going to go to the strip club. You're going to get home. You're going to miss your wife. You're going to have some little random one-night stand. You're going to miss your wife. I'm like, bro, you don't want those things. So I tell men, talk to somebody, whether it's a therapist, whether it's an older uncle, father figure in your life, your pastor at your church, somebody that you can be transparent with and that will be transparent with you.
Yeah.
To somebody that's helpful, not just anybody, because that's when you start bleeding. But talk to somebody that's going to help you and steer you in the right direction. I'll do another sports analogy. If you want to go to the NBA, you're not going to go to a soccer camp. You're going to go to a basketball camp. So if you're going through marriage issues, you don't need to talk to your single homeboy that want to be a hoe.
Mm-hmm.
Married homeboy that likes being married, not the homeboy that don't like it. It's levels. I got a homeboy, he's solid. I just seen him this weekend in New Orleans. He's been married since we're the same age. He's been married since we were 23. Never folded. No separation. Don't vent about nothing damaging. Do what you got to do. Keep moving strong, solid guy. I'm gonna talk to him because he got it down. I'm not gonna talk to my homeboy that they going to the club every Friday, look at the girls. I'm not gonna talk to my homeboy that's at the strip club all the time. I'm gonna talk to one that's solid. So that's the thing I get.
Yeah. Absolutely. Fact. One more question.
Okay.
What are some myths about divorce that people only think women go through, but men go through too? Maybe even at in different ways. But what are some myths that it's just like, oh, only women go through that, but men be like, nah, queen.
Believe it or not, all of them. Everything's a myth. All of it is a myth. Heartbreak is heartbreak no matter who it's attached to. You go through thinking, oh, it was my fault. You go through when you leave and actually you're supposed to leave. Because some people leave and they're not supposed to. But some people leave and they leave and they think they're not supposed to. But I tell people it's a linear equation my counselor gave me. He did this right here. He had he do a little line. He says, one thing on this earth you can never do at the same time. He said, on this point, you can go this way and heal. This point, you go this way and try to work it out. You can't do both. There's no way to do both. So everybody leaves and try to lean back on that person just in case being out here is not as great as they thought it was. You know what I'm saying? So they go on 1 and 2, just like sometimes women. I say this with women, and it's not being judgmental. Sometimes women will leave a toxic situation, and they'll go on 1 or 2 dates that don't go good. You know the first thing they say? Ain't nothing out here. You went on 2 dates. What was this guy supposed to do? At this point, all he can do is take you out to eat, have a conversation with you. That's it. He's not going to dazzle you on the first date, but they'll do that. But men do too. They go out with the girl, and maybe they don't get what they want at the end of the night. Man, these girls ain't talking about nothing. I'm gonna go back. You went on one date. I had several bad dates in my bachelor time. I took a girl on a date, and she started venting about her ex boyfriend and started crying at the table,
Woo!
and thought that we was gonna keep going out. We gonna talk to him. Now to her, she thought I was an asshole, but in real life, I was being honest. But you think I stopped dating her and was like, "Oh, man, ain't nothing out here"? I'm like, no, that was a bad date. So that's a myth. Men do have heartbreak. That's that's a myth. I don't know why people think men don't have any emotions, any feelings. Hell, we have to have emotions to be in a good relationship.
Yes,
Think
you
about it.
do.
Man is always gonna put his woman's emotion ahead of his own
Yeah.
because
Facts.
it's more to deal with. Because we don't want a lot. We want to eat, want to have sex, we want to be respected. Women, hair, nails, motion, time, quality time, sex, more sex, rub my feet, take me shopping, take me out of town, visit my family, like my friends, rub my back. Oh, let's go out to eat. Can you cook? Bring me a plate, take that drink. Oh, let's go sit outside. Let's get a dog. Let's have some children. Let's get another house. Let's move over here. Let's switch. Okay. I can keep going.
Oh, I know you can.
Men, let's eat, have sex, give me some respect. The end.
The end. Oh, Rod, I love you. I'm so grateful for you. Congratulations to you and your queen. Congratulations to you and your beautiful development emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially. Congratulations on everything. I'm so proud of you. I'm so grateful for your transparency. Thank you for sharing yourself with us. We are so grateful. Please check out Rod. He has a show. Can we talk about this show? You got a show coming up in September, Atlanta. Atlanta. Take it, Rod.
Yeah.
Can nobody do it like you? Tell us about your show. Tell us about your show.
September the 7th, we're going to be at the Atlanta Comedy Theater. It's going to be my very first time headlining one of the legendary comedy clubs here in Atlanta, the Atlanta Comedy Theater. That's September the 7th. That's Wednesday after Labor Day. Pull up. Show starts at 7:30. I need y'all to be there. Get those tickets. They selling fast too. I'm not capping. I know a lot of people say that, but these mothers are actually selling fast because I've never headlined at the Atlanta Comedy. So this is the first time thing. It's a big deal. I need y'all to get y'all tickets. The link is in my bio. You can go to my link tree and get your tickets today. Make sure you get them quick because, like I said, they are selling really, really fast. September the 7th. We're doing an hour of hilariousness. And
Yes.
Valeka has seen me for 20 minutes, and she was crying for 20.
Yes.
I mean,
You know I'm there. If I'm not booked, I'm in the building. I'm
pull up.
there.
Yeah, man.
I
September
love
the
you.
7th.
I love you. And I love your talent. And I'm so excited for everything that's happening in your life and you and your wife's life and her career. I'm so excited for y'all as a unit. So
Oh,
continue
yeah.
to spread love, my brother. And thank you so much for hopping on.
No problem at all,
Ciao,
man.
everyone. Thank y'all for tuning in. Blossoming at the divorce.
See you later.
Bye.